Imagine that it is bedtime and you instantly fall asleep. After a good night's rest, you wake up ready to begin your day. You open your eyes and you see nothing. Nothing but a void. A void made of no visual feedback, even though you have your eyes wide open. Imagine going through this terrible experience. What I am trying to describe is vision loss, or what a person may encounter or feel suffering from a vision loss. This is what happened to two individuals, Rosie Barrero and Isaac Litsky, which I will briefly recount their experiences. These two individuals have RP. Most people have no idea what RP is. They may have never heard of it before. RP is an awful disease that affects the first and foremost of all the senses, eyesight. People need to understand what it is, how it is diagnosed, what treatments are available, and what research is being done to find a cure. RP stands for Retinitis Pigmentosa. And according to the American Academy of Ophthalmology, or AAO.org, people with RP lose their vision progressively over time. Retinitis pigmentosa is a group of eye problems that affect the retina. This condition changes how the retina responds to light, making it hard to see. Though RP may be a genetic disease, 50% of patients do not have a family history of it. This condition usually starts in childhood. However, symptoms of RP usually develop between the ages of 10 and 30. Rosie Barrero was diagnosed with RP at age 26. She described the disease in a video interview she did for the California Institute for Regenerative Medicine, CIRM. She said the following: "The eye doctor said there is no cure, and I was pregnant with twins. It was absolutely devastating to know that I would be a mom and that I would eventually go blind. Over a period of 10 years, there was a significant loss in my vision, and it just disabled me from being able to do things that I normally did, which was reading to the kids, being able to look at their art, or reading my own writing, or making a list, or just mundane, simple things." The narrator in the video of Rosie's story says that RP is an incurable disease that slowly erodes the cells of the retina. That is, the light sensitive area in the back of the eye that is responsible for vision. The AAO.org website says the type and speed of vision loss from RP varies from person to person, and it depends on the form of the condition. The disease affects each patient differently, but in a typical case of RP, the disease may affect vision loss in these four ways: loss of night vision, gradual loss of side vision or tunnel vision, loss of central vision, meaning hard to read or thread a needle, and problems with seeing in color. Now, RP can also be diagnosed with the following four procedures as stated by AAO.org: through genetic testing, through retinography, which is a retina test of electrical activity or responses to light, through visual field side vision testing, or optical coherence tomography, which is an imaging test of the retina. Once the disease is diagnosed, there are a few treatments available for patients. For example, taking vitamin A may help slow vision loss from the common forms of RP. However, there is no single treatment for RP because there are various genes that may cause it. But according to AAO.org, there is one form of RP caused by a specific gene that can now be treated with medication called Lusterna. So scientists are working hard to develop genetic therapies and other forms of RP. So it is very important to know what specific genetic defect causes your RP. Another promising treatment or cure that is in the works is through stem cell therapy, where injected stem cells release molecules that make retina cells healthy again. Rosie's story explains the treatment she received about 2 years ago at the CIRM. She states, experiencing the clinical trial, it was not what I expected. I thought it would be much harder. I thought there would be more pain involved. The procedure was very quick, very simple. It was one injection, and I must say, it is just painless. She also added, before the treatment, I've described my vision as an impressionist painting in a foggy room. It's been 17 months since my initial injection, and it's hard to quantify and describe to people the improvement because although it's minimal, it's still so incredible. Furthermore, people with low vision can also learn to make the most of their remaining eyesight. There are many devices and ways to do things differently that can help with tasks. Vision specialists can teach you to use tools and techniques. And talking about making the most of their lives, the other individual mentioned at the outset is Isaac Litsky. He went completely blind at age 25, but that did not stop him from accomplishing impressive milestones in his life, like being an actor, graduating from law school, and becoming the first visually impaired U.S. Supreme Court law clerk, among other achievements, and becoming the motivation for his parents to start Hope for Vision, a national nonprofit that raises money for research into retinal diseases. He even wrote a book about his vision loss experience that became a New York Times bestseller, Eyes Wide Open. Wow to all those achievements in spite of RP. But unfortunately, there are only a few treatments available for RP at this time. But research is ongoing to find a cure. AAO.org says that researchers are testing possible new treatments for RP. This includes, for example, clinical trials for a type of RP called X-linked retinitis pigmentosa. So to learn more about clinical trials and participation, AAO.org recommends that you talk with your ophthalmologist. What's more, research is advancing to find a cure, and developments are continuing to know more about the disease. So researchers are experimenting with clinical trials, different drugs, and are also conducting stem cell research, which is promising. RP is currently a disease with no definite cure in general. And people need to understand what the disease is, how it is diagnosed, what treatments are available, and what research is being worked on to find a cure. People diagnosed with RP face a life with vision loss, but scientists are diligently researching the disease, and every single day they get closer to finding a cure for retinitis pigmentosa.